Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, and welcome to Linda's Conscious Talks, and I'm your host, Linda Summers, and we've got a fun show for you today. Our topic is Be in Love with Your Life, Every Minute of It, with Karina, owner of Karinart Photography. And I'd like to give you just a little bit of information about Karina before we get started in the show. Karina Ortiz is Karina Art. Karina is actually living the life of her dreams. She was born in Querétaro, a beautiful town in the center of Mexico. She started her life adventures in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, as a young woman. From there, she has gone from paradise to paradise, making her home in places such as Kauai and San Diego. While living in Kauai, Hawaii, where she started taking pictures every Sunday for her friends who needed an emotional uplift. She called them my fabulous 40s. What happened in the sessions was magic. They all ended up feeling like the most beautiful women in the world. She currently lives in Del Mar, California, in a wonderful home overlooking the Pacific Ocean. She had to slow down when her husband fell ill with ALS and took care of him solely by herself for 2 years. This hard time allowed her to put in perspective many things in life and discover what she was made of. She was also able to see that her passions and talents should be taken to a different level, helping mostly women in a visual way to grab the power from within and create capturing the essence and playfulness in a fun, relaxed way, and they have a blast doing it. Karina is a highly talented artist. Her gifts include photography, graphics, painting, poetry, and songwriting. She is passionate about life. Her sense of humor speaks to her love for all that surrounds her, including her daughter and family. Karina's photography speaks for itself. One can literally be empowered through the lens of Karina's camera. From a lens view and individual perspective, the photography is unique to that person in a way that requires caring, skill, and most importantly, art. Karina believes that what she does is not just a photo shoot, but a life-changing experience. People often strive to become who they see in their images following a shoot. These photo shoots very often begin at her home. A photo shoot with Karina is exciting, but still relaxed as it progresses and is often full of surprises. And with that, I'd like to welcome Karina to the show. Hi, Karina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for being here. I've been just really looking forward to this and really excited about it because I've had the experience with you. So I'm really just grateful to share, be sharing you and your message.
Well, thank you, and I'm honored for this interview. I also did enjoy so much when we went out for a photo shoot, and like I always do, it's just a great experience, and I just feel so grateful that I am able to do what I love and, live for my passion.
Yeah, absolutely, and it definitely shows. And I'd kind of like to really begin because our title is Be in Love with Your Life, Every Minute of It. And that phrase is one that you really live by. How did you discover that phrase?
Well, I'm just blessed to be a woman. To start with, being a woman to me is so much fun, isn't it? I mean, it's just every day to me, I see myself as a doll, and I just put the clothes and put the hair, what am I going to wear? I just have a lot of fun just plain simple being a woman, okay? And I really take passion in everything that surrounds me, whether it's my family, my friends, where I live, what I do. And it just, to be able to do in life what you really love. It's just makes you just so happy. When I am 3 a.m. and I have to force myself to go to sleep because I'm just editing and I'm just so excited about it, that's when you know that you really are living your passion, when you just do it for the love, just the love about what you do.
Absolutely. And it's visual personal branding photography, which I really love that you bring a lot of your passion and really seeing and capturing that essence with the clients that you have behind the camera.
Correct. And I think, especially these days, it's so important to connect your life with your business, with anything you're doing as an entrepreneur or just in your life, it's very important to connect that visual part to the world to see. And to me, it's so important to be your own brand, right? To be authentic in what you do and use yourself for your branding, because you're unique. You're unique. You're the only person in this world that is you. So you're as unique as whatever you do in your life, whether you are an artist, a life coach, a lawyer, a real estate person. I don't care what you do, but you are unique. So to bring that into your business and your lifestyle, connect to that, it's powerful. It's a powerful tool. It's almost like you have a little mini story in that picture that people want to find out more about you. What is that girl doing? What is she, what am I going to find with connecting with her? So you really make yourself a human, because we all have our fears, of others. We all have fears. So my goodness, she's so famous or talented. Guess what? All of us as women, we have our own fears. And when you become just another woman, just a human being, they want to get to know you better or work with you because you're approachable. You're a professional, but you're approachable. And to me, that's big when you can relate in a picture as simple as that you're fun, approachable, professional, that you have succeed in what you are teaching in an authentic way. It's an incredible tool, especially in these days where we are in a social media times. It's just very important to be present and in a very fun, professional way. And that's, for me, that's the way I conduct my branding photography business.
I love that, because I love how you say, and I don't know if our listeners and audience really have a visual of what that really looks like, but I love how you tie in the story with the branding. So can you kind of explain, I know you did a little bit, but really kind of expand on that when you say bringing their life into the branding?
Well, for instance, I did a photo shoot one time where it was a health coach. And what we did with that photography session, we went around and we actually did things that she loves doing. For instance, how did she go and find her natural products, right? So we went to farmer markets, and I followed her with a camera, and she's picking her tomatoes and her things. And we went back to her house, and I pictured her making the actual food. And so she at the end of the photo shoot, she had a collection of her lifestyle that she could share with everybody in her website, in her social media. And it's just not words, but it's a visual connection that she actually, how she's living her life, that she's actually walking her talk, going to the farmer's market, getting the fresh products, organic products, how she prepares, where she lives, what does she likes to do in her free time, does she surfs, does she likes to take drives. So you connect your life, and the people that are looking at that are really connecting to you as a person, that you are a real person that is doing what she loves in that way. I capture that.
Which I love, because you don't really ever, there's so, we always separate ourselves. There's a separation of, okay, here's my personal life, here's my business life. And what you're doing is you're blending all of those together. I mean, you're blending both of those together, because even though we are the brand, but we are also a human being, a woman, and what we do in our everyday life really does have a play in our business and everything, yeah?
Exactly, and that comes for the phrase that I love to use, be in love with your life in every minute of it. That means everything you do, if you love, it's going to be great, right? A happy life means happy business. So you cannot go out there and be a grouch, and come home and everything is fine, or vice versa. It's all blend, and just to learn to kind of see life as a gift, whether you're having a bad day or a good day. And that's something I learned when I was taking care of my late husband when he was very ill with ALS. And every day was a hard time in my life, and it gave me a lot of time for me to think and assess what is really what matters in life, right? And really, what matters in life to me is really, it sounds like a cliche and everybody says it, but it's so true. It's really living day by day as if it was your last day. So, hey, if you're going to have a little problem with your friends or at work, just embrace it and go through it as fast as you can and move quickly to the happy state, because, we are here just for a little while and might as well just have fun in everything we do. And that's why my photo shoots, my sessions are usually a lot of fun. I mean, we end up laughing, and it happens all the time. I end up being great friends with everybody, and we just, it's just a really life-changing experience. And really, when I realized how really important it is to rediscover ourselves as women, especially women in my age range, I work with all ages, but it's something magic about women that are approaching, mid-40s, early 50s, even late 50s, where now it's just a totally different era for women right now. And I think that when a woman rediscovers the power within through photography, it is really a therapeutic experience. To really see your life through in a visual way, I'm telling you, it's empowering. And I often tell my clients, we earn it. This is a time to be what we want to do. We are like a canvas. And photography for me is that. It's a different kind of a canvas, right, where you're going to write the story on that picture. And you have now the opportunity to be whoever you want. We're not in our 20s. We're not in our 30s. We earn it. We're going to finally be free to be whoever we want, because we are at that stage in life. We did it all. We were daughters. We were mothers, wives, girlfriends, students, troublemakers, whatever. At that time, now I feel like I've reached the total right to be who I am. And I go in the supermarket and I sing out loud, and guess what? People start singing along because, hey, let's have fun even in the little things, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about what I do with women and in my photography sessions.
Well, it totally is true, because I've had the experience with you, just one session, and we'll be doing another one as well. And I love the idea of the next session of blending the life, because we are all that. And I just love that. And we had such a blast, and the energy was great, and the pictures were just, it's like when you see yourself, it's like, wow, like I didn't realize that part of me existed. And that's when you were saying about grabbing the power within, I was going to ask you to expand on that and let the audience know when you're talking about the power within, is that there's, you see yourself in such a different way, because we're so used to looking at ourselves in one way. And then when you're behind that lens, something magic really does happen, that you kind of lose touch with reality, really. At least I can speak for myself. You lose touch with reality, and somehow you're in this movie and you're playing this part.
That's absolutely right, and that's right. That's exactly what happens, and it happens every time. It's not that it happens one time or two times. It has happened every single time. Like in everything in life. Then of course, nothing is perfect. Of course, I've had a couple of difficult sessions. It's not like I'm just with this wonderful thing. Of course, I deal with difficult sessions. Yes, I do. But for the most part, the session is absolutely magic. The women become really so free to express what they want. And it's almost like you have that opportunity. Remember a long time ago that was so famous, this glamour shot. And you go in there and you just become this glamour lady, and everybody was going, right? Yes. And it's just because it's true. You become the storyteller in that session, okay? And it's up to you where you want to take it, how personal you want to become in your branding. Okay, of course, there's people that want to keep it a little more this way or the other. I work with whatever, but I really believe in my own personal life that the more of a how can I express this? The more approachable and the more human being you become to the other person, the better. You're just gonna be wanting to work with you, whatever you're trying to do with your life, your business. You're just gonna be more approachable, more fun, more. Who wants to approach somebody that just looks like scary, that is such a professional look that you just have to be a millionaire, otherwise you cannot go through. You know what I'm saying? And I hope your listeners can understand. I have a big accent and. It's hard for me to explain things exactly right now, but I'm telling you, it's just really incredible when you're doing the session that women do become their own star in that mini movie of from 6 hours, 7 hours. This is a whole day session. We go from location to location, and prior to the photo shoot. I find out what they want exactly to capture in the photo shoot, and I would try to recreate everything we talked for maybe a week or more sometimes in what's going to take place in that photo shoot. So when I'm with you driving around having fun, I already know exactly where we're going. So we're not like looking for places or anything like that. It's your time, it's your hours, and we're going to squeeze the story there till the sun comes down, pretty much.
Right, and I was going to say that because there's one thing that the audience and listeners don't know, unless they've had your experience, is that you take everything to the depth of detail. I mean, by getting the flowers or everything that's a part of that shoot, you're prepared for that. You know exactly where you're going to go. You know exactly what the picture. So I think that's awesome, too, that, to take that extra step, right, to have the props, I know in particular in my case, just the roses and the microphone and everything was just, I was like, wow, like she really went to the nth degree to really, be a part of it, so I think that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. I just really love to be prepared for that, and it's part of the whole story that we want to tell, right? It's like somebody's a musician and she wants to bring her guitar and all of that. It's just what tools you use for your work. I want them in the picture. I really want them because that's even better to describe your life and your business.
Exactly. Well, and you shared with me a story about a French woman, and I really felt it was such an empowering story that really just goes to show how you do what you do and the magic that really happens behind that. So can you share with the audience about this woman that you had met?
Sure, yeah. This is one of my favorite stories. I have a couple that really, really touch me. But this woman, we were in Kauai, and she heard about me, doing the Sunday Fabulous 40s in this beautiful beach in Kauai. So women already knew that Sundays, if they wanted pictures, I was going to be there. And they brought all the stuff, and we have cheese and crackers. It was a fun time. And this lady, beautiful lady, she had suffered polio when she was young, and her legs, of course, she had to use a walker to help herself walk, and she could barely walk on the sand, and she always wore long dresses to cover her legs and all that, but she really wanted pictures. So she showed up this Sunday, and she goes, really, she was probably in her mid-50s, and she says, one of my dreams is to be able to show my legs a little bit with a bikini on the beach, but of course I have so much fear. I just can't do it. And I said, well, maybe you cannot do it at the beginning of the session, but let's see what happens. So we start little by little with the session. I kept showing her own pictures. She had a beautiful face, by the way. And all of a sudden, she just started getting the T-shirt off and laughing, and we started building a sand castle. And all of a sudden, she just was in her bikini and having a ball on the beach, making this sand castle, and I'm just shooting away. So she's like, please, don't do it. And of course, I was taking the pictures. And by the end, when I show her pictures, that's when I realized, oh my God, this is powerful. She was in tears, totally in tears, that she was able to take all those beautiful pictures on the beach in her bikini, and it was just really amazing to see how to see herself in that picture, just all of a sudden unleash somebody that she thought she was in fear to be. Guess what? Yeah. She was there every Sunday just encouraging the other ladies, and we end up being, incredible friends. Till this day, we still talk. She still lives in Kauai, and she still has her pictures like her most treasurable thing. And that's when I discovered, this is powerful. So this is like years ago, Linda, when I just started. And then I realized, you know what? I'm already doing all of these things, photography, to empower women within. I'm going to take it to a different level. And that really happened when I was taking care of my late husband with ALS. I said, it's now or never. I'm going to really get out there and bring this to more women out there and have fun with it along the way, right?
Absolutely.
Another story that I don't think I have shared with you. One time I had this event, if I might call it like that, where I offer, it was called Shoot It Forward. So if you take a session with me, you will be able to give a session to anybody that you would want, with a condition that would be somebody that really was going to benefit from it, right? So a lot of women did it and brought maybe their mother or the sister or the best friend. But there was one lady in San Francisco that gave a session to this Mexican lady that used to pick up vegetables. Her face and her hands were all with a disease because all the pesticides and stuff. And she always wore hats, and she was never comfortable because she had a condition in her skin, so she just wouldn't want to. So I went and talked to her and told her about the session, how it's going to be. Her friend really thought that she could benefit from it. Anyways, I convinced her, and we went out for the photo shoot. And I did the makeup for her and her hair first, and I went to her closet and chose what she should be wearing for the photo session. Well, in the middle of the session, she called her boyfriend and goes, please come. You need to be part of this. I ended up taking pictures with her boyfriend in the beach. Wow. Beautiful. I will show you the pictures in another time, but I didn't bring them this time. But it was amazing. It was amazing to see this woman also with her, totally unleash who she wanted to be. And she's afraid till she saw herself. It's like, wow, this is powerful.
Yes, definitely a life-changing experience. It truly is amazing, and such a heartwarming, the stories, and really does, you can really feel that in the connection. Well, we've got 5 minutes, but I want to have people, how can people get in touch with you, website, because this will all be at the end of the video as well for any of our listeners and the audience that will be viewing after the show, and if you weren't able to be here live, it'll all be posted up. But how can they get in touch with you? They can start checking out your website right now.
Yeah, well, my website is www.karinart.gallery. Just like that. You don't need to put .com, just karinart.gallery. That's my website. You can also find me on Instagram, Karinart38, and Facebook, Karinart or Karina Ortiz Art. So, just feel free to contact me, give me a call. My phone probably is going to be there at the end of the call too. And please contact me and let's talk.
That's amazing. Well, and I think that, and just the connection that it's just such a real, authentic place. Do you know what I mean? Where it really is this dance that you're doing with these people and allowing the safety, having the space be so safe that they feel like with the French woman who just, started taking off her shirt, and then next thing you know, she's in the bikini, which was her dream, her desire, So I love it. It's so heartwarming and such a moving experience.
Thank you, Linda. Yes, it's great. Oh. It's amazing. I really love what I do, and I want to share with everybody that it's just really something, a very incredible experience, a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. That's part of it, and that's part of what I tell all my clients. It's about fun, and it's about being just another human being helping another human being. We're just women helping women, and that's very powerful in itself, to be able to be part of this world and enhance each other's lives and just have fun with everything you do.
Absolutely. Well, if there's one thing that you could share with our audience and our listeners that has helped you on your journey, what would that be?
Well, if there's one thing that I can tell all of you, is to really follow your gut feeling. That little thing in your stomach, is wise. It's a wisdom. Every time I felt that, in bad times, good times, when you want something, when you feel this passion in there, and that's what you want to do, just give it all to that with an authentic talent. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you know you have a talent, and you know that it's a true talent, just do it. Just go out there and do it, and follow your intuition.
Yeah, because so often we doubt that. I know I can speak for myself in that it's like, well, I'm not really sure, but you know what you know, but you let other things come into play. So I love that.
That's right, and like I said earlier in the show, is the time this is the time. It's our time to be whoever we always wanted to be, and this is the time. So follow your instinct and don't be afraid of people's opinions or anything like that, because, it just really doesn't matter. It's your journey, it's your story, and go ahead and tell it the way you want it to be.
I love that. Well, for all the listeners out there, you can get in touch with Karina at www.karinaart.gallery. We will also have all the information at the end of the video, her Instagram, Facebook, email, and phone number that you can get in touch with her and have a life-changing experience and really see who you really are, because I think that's really what happens is you really do see who you are. So, Karina, really thank you so much for being on the show today. You've touched a place in my heart that really, because I've worked with you and I guess just hearing you and what you do, it really is about connection, and that's what people want in the world is connection, so. That's
right. And you have to, when you connect, it's because you were there. You were approachable.
Yeah.
I love that word. I love that word. I always use it. If you're approachable, there's going to be a connection.
Yeah, absolutely. So just really, again, thank you so much for being on the show today. We greatly enjoyed having you and really hearing your story and the passion behind what you do. And, just thank all the listeners out there who joined us today, all the ones who will be joining us via YouTube. We thank you. Please follow, subscribe, comment, and like us. And, join us next week, May 28th, for our next show, The Future of Healing. And, Karina, thank you again so much, really. Just,
thank you.
Just a blessing
thank you,
to have on the
Linda.
planet. So thank you. And we'll see you all next week.
Thank you all.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Adios. Bye.
Okay, bye.